out to all the massive on the African continent. And you're tuning into the Pan-African Bliss Show. With your host, Jody, from Monday to Friday. Stay tuned. Andrew Robinson, love, respect, and justice for all. Big up, massive.
Cities together around the world. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
So damn, no one can stop my vibes. Me no care who I fight, I know I criticize. I'm on the higher heights. So you can say what you want to and do what you want to. It's no concern to me. I'm a motion with the one mission to rule my destiny. Oh, it's my day to do anything I want to. It's my time, and I'll use it any way I want to. It's my life, and I'm responsible for every action. It's all mine, my day, my time, my life. I'm not your easy enough, give me some reason up, and don't invade my space. I'm in a different place, moving on my way. So if you feel like a champion, then nothing can go wrong. This one is a song. Put away your troubles, put away your worries, help me sing along. Oh, it's my day to do anything I want to. It's my time, and I'll use it any way I want to. It's my life, and I'm responsible for every action. It's all my day, my time, my life. Feeling alive, feeling a vibe, and no one can stop me. I don't care what they think or what they say about me. Look out, world, here we come, up and running. And all I'm saying is, it's my day
to do anything I want to.
It's my time,
and I can use it the way I want to.
It's my life, and I'm responsible for every action. It's all mine.
My day, my time, my life. Yes, family, karibuni sana. I hope you guys are doing great. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday so far. Happy Friday. Good morning to everyone listening to me all the way from diaspora. And of course, good afternoon to all my 254 people. And of course, African people. Hope you guys are doing great. Karibuni sana to another session of the Pan-African Bliss, where today we shall be having different amazing conversations coming from the western parts of Africa, eastern parts of Africa, where Tanzania is celebrating its 60th anniversary of independence. And of course, we shall be tackling much more on that. Karibuni sana. In case you're here for the first time, welcome to the media of the 21st century. This is the Black Hot Fire Network radio station, and I go by the name of the JOBY. That is the baddest DJ you can't afford. Shout out to everyone who was with me yesterday on the show. I had an amazing, crazy time. Shout out to Mzale, shout out to John Mosquito, shout out to Keith, shout out to everyone who was there. Shout out to literally everyone who was there. I can't remember some people, but it was such an amazing time. We shall also be talking about what is happening in other countries, but in case you're here for the first time, kindly I'd love to urge you to subscribe, follow us on whatever streaming platform you are listening to us from. In case you are on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, welcome. And I'd also love to urge you to also connect with us live and direct by downloading our app on the Google Play Store, which gives you the chance to also purchase amazing merchandise with us. That is on our apparel store, the Black Hot Fire Network, and also on our Black Hot Fire Network store. Under the categories, we have amazing things. Check out our luggages, our bags, handbags. We have art and crafts, gifts, and there's something personally I want there on the gifts and crafts. Anyone who's gonna get me that for my birthday, and give to Sister Nish to bring it to me, I really appreciate it. But anyway, karibuni sana to today's conversation. Our major conversation will be going to the U.S. military, which has actually temporarily, not permanently, but temporarily decided to pull out of Chad. And that was last week after we saw the Chadians taking it to the street, also Nigerians. No, for Chad, they did request for the US military to leave the country. For Nigerians, they have been demonstrating about it. And I'm glad to see this happening, but we need a temporary, pull out of you leaving the African continent, not a permanent, not a temporary, but a permanent. Sorry, we need a permanent pull out of the African continent, not a temporary. Because once you say this is a temporary thing, it means you have the chances of you coming back every now and then. We also need all the US embassies pulled down out of the African countries, because I don't know why we have these embassies right here, but they don't serve Africans correct, don't even give a damn about you, but they want to take money. Talk about that. Karibuni is another episode we shall be talking about as our major focus of the day. We shall also be talking about Burkina Faso suspending, that is the BBC, and also other media for reporting that is false information every single time. We saw that happening to Mali as well. And on this other side, we should also be talking about giving the number of how many Tanzanians right now have lost their lives as the country celebrates 60th anniversary of independence. I'll be sharing quite some video of what is happening in the live session right now. I've seen our President William Ruto is right there on the front row, of course, smiling. I don't know, maybe I should do this before I go the music a little bit one more time, and as we share the quote of the day. See William Ruto over there on the front line. We have the Somali president, we have Felix Kedi, we have the Namibian president as well, and of course I can hear Samia Suluhu from this video or from this going session currently in Tanzania, telling Tanzanians that these puppets got their back, in terms of even tackling floods, which is a very big lie. But anyway, karibu sana Keith.
Asante sana, Joby. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Did you hear the news about Malawi?
No, not yet. What is happening in Malawi?
Malawi shut down the U.S. embassy, telling them they're stealing money from Malawians when they go try to get a visa.
Wow.
And America keeps that money like they do on all African countries. Like the people in Namibia would cry, I tried to get an American visa 1,000 times. They keep the money. That's how they do it. Kenya. Malawi,
exactly.
Ghana, everywhere. They've been stealing money. So, so Malawi said, "Listen, you've been taking all our people's money." They went. At least they had enough common sense. They did. They said, 90% of people are denied an American visa in Malawi. They said, then you're supposed to give the people back their money. So they said, you know what? You know what you need to do? You need to go ahead and shut down your embassy until you start giving our people back our money. You don't do it, you need to leave. So I'm surprised finally Africans are starting to catch a backbone. And also shout out to Ibrahim Touré, who said when they heard the French general said they need to recolonize Africa, he said, the hell you will. So he told the people, we're going to mobilize our forces. Whenever you hear white people saying this, they mean business. So we need to be ready for war. And so shout out to them. They said they want to create like the way they got an EU. Even Touré said we're going to create that's what the Sahel states are, and they asked Senegal to join. I don't think Senegal will, because they still want to keep friendly relations.
Go back, please. Spin the wheel. You say what? You said what?
I said
repeat.
They want to make. Ibrahim said there's no reason for white people to be in Africa and to defend African people. We don't need them here. We know they're the ones that brought this terrorism shit here.
That's why I told you, because I've been following up the Senegal president since he was inaugurated, and since we had the Niger junta asking him to join the Alliance Sahel. He never responded. I don't know where you saw the response.
I don't know. No, he didn't. No, he never said that. I don't think he will, because he's still trying to maneuver the need of getting all these entanglements. You gotta understand, white people control these countries, Joe. They got all the industry, so you're trying to maneuver. You got to be very tactful. You can't say, we're gonna go join this thing because it's that Niger thing is really, of course, it's anti-West. We know it's anti-white people. So he's not trying to openly do that yet. Sometimes you got to use tact. because if somebody's got you pinned down, you got to, you're trying to, nicely get them out of it, because they can sabotage your country because they got all the mechanisms of your economy. The Africans don't control their economies, Joby. That's the problem. Kenya don't control the economy. Nigeria don't control it. Ghana, they don't control it. So I see what they're trying to do. I don't think I would accept it yet. Not in the beginning, because I gotta get all the levels of white people control out of my country, because I end up like South Africa, where white people still own everything and we're still impoverished 30 years after the so-called revolution, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I got to be tactful. I mean, I might want to join in my heart, but white people got too much control of the country. So I got to be tactful and take time to get their ass out of my economy. That's going to be my number one function, to slowly remove their ass from my economy. So that's been a problem with Africa, that they've had no control over their own economies. So, so that's what I would say. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, it is crazy. And that's why I'm saying I was sharing the video right here as we get started with today's conversation. I don't want to go back to the music since you're already in. Tanzania right now is celebrating its 60th anniversary of independence, and which personally I have a very big question mark when you talk about Tanzania today, because we know who is leading the country. So much.
That's why they're trying to go back in. That's why they're trying to go back and colonize it, because they got their puppet in there now.
We've been seeing so many negative reports coming from the country since Samia Suluhu took over, and I was just watching this before I even got started with my show of what she's telling the people, because there are people who are watching this, of course, at their homes. That is in the 255. There are people who are literally probably watching this also in Kenya, me being one of them, and I've seen Ruto is right there. We also have the Somali president. We have Felix Kedi. We have Namibia president. We have Zimbabwe president. We have so many presidents who are actually right here. And from what you can hear us saying and promising the people and the crowd who are here to attend this fake independence, because I'll call it fake right now. Since Samia took it over, I don't think Tanzania can claim itself independent, because that is what Magufuli was fighting for, where Tanzania should be independent as the rest of the African countries. But yesterday we did report where first they were declined a loan by the IMF, which is the World Bank, of course, the same people. That is for them to come up with this project that they're supposed to be increasing hotels in terms of tourism, expanding tourism projects and all that. We've seen this has been affecting people, but is she addressing any of that? So how are we celebrating independence while white people are literally getting into the country, to take over lands which favors them, because all these business
but that's all part of the circumstance, Joe. But that's what fake leaders do. They celebrate things they're not real.
Yeah, I know.
There's no independence. So
from what we're picking here, of course, understand, we all know, but there are people probably who don't understand. And understanding that Africans, number one, how we really do rely on religion, and how we're so given hope, the word, to keep on waiting on things to change.
Yeah.
I believe now Tanzania is in a situation where they're really devastated economically. Probably, I'm not sure if it is growing or if it is literally depreciating. I don't know right now. We don't know in terms of farming how they are doing, because we're talking about someone who's now taking loans. So this country is going to be more dependent,
of
on
course,
this.
That's a scam. That's a scam to get Africa and get Africa in damn loan trap, debt trap democracy. I mean, debt trap diplomacy.
Yeah.
To make sure they always on debt. So and that's what Tanzania was always against. That's why it always paid as it went, and that's why it was able to fund the liberation of a lot of African countries. A lot of freedom fighters fought and learned how to fight in Tanzania and go out and liberate those other parts of Africa. That lady is definitely a puppet. That's why she ended up as a vice president. Never voted on. She is the one dismantling everything Julius Nyerere, everything that all Tanzanian presidents stood for. She's gone completely opposite of what they didn't take loans. They didn't believe in taking loans that didn't benefit the people. Julius Nyerere didn't even live in a mansion. Go look at the house he lived in. He was impoverished his whole life, and he was president of the whole country. They begged to make him a home. Begged. The people begged, said, you're the president. You can't live like this. He said, I don't care about none of this shit. We're concerned about us as a people, and we got enemies. He knew white people were their damn enemies. He said, we got enemies that, unless we stay vigilant, they come to steal the countries from us. They come to steal land, resources. That's real. That's why he was highly educated. He said, this is what you see going on. And so,
This is this is Julius Nyerere. I don't know. This is his house. I don't know if it's his house.
Yeah, probably is. That might be the one that people built because they say we got to build you. You're president of the country.
Yeah, I see they did build it's called a Muslim Memorial Museum.
Yeah, so
Julius
they asked to build him a house. He said, "So you can't be living in a house like this. So the house doesn't matter. We live in a big mansion, all that shit does not matter. It's how the country develops matters to me. I don't care about these. I'm not taking any money. I'm not stealing any money from the government. So that's why he's one of the only presidents that died poor. His family don't have a legacy in Tanzania as being the controllers of the country. Like you find all these other countries, all these family members control the goddamn country and shit. That's not so in Tanzania because he wanted a real country. He didn't want to have his family control the country and be a despot. He wanted, so that's why, they're so happy to get Sunil Salute. She is absolutely anti-African, like all the puppets standing there with her. All these puppets there, all of the puppets, all of them. All of them.
But as they celebrate their 60th anniversary of independence, we have right now 150 people who have been confirmed dead due to the floods going on in the country. And it is crazy because also right in the 254, we're also experiencing the same, And when you see these people uniting in such kind of, celebrations, you should give citizens at least why you guys are uniting and how
what are they celebrating when people died in floods, the national disasters, and they ain't done shit about it? Like I asked Demore, what is the Kenyan government doing for those people? He said absolutely nothing. It's a national disaster. That's your job as a government. That's what a government's supposed to be. So if your government doesn't even do that, you don't have a government. It's a thief government. It's phony. It's made up of people robbing the countries and giving the money to their European masters. So, like somebody said, that's why the fear of the Sahel states coming together and forming a real government is dangerous. Because that's going to start the toppling of all these puppets.
Yep.
That's why you got them begging to come back to that fake ECOWAS. You want to invade them. That's why you want them to come back. Because they know once this starts to be proven, all of Africa is going to follow. See, if you don't know anything about who you are as a people, you have something called a collective consciousness. You're the same people. So once a bunch of you start doing the same thing through the ether of spirituality, the ether which exists, you're going to start getting on board. You ain't going to know why. You're just going to be like, it's time to overthrow all this bullshit. And that's what they're scared of. Science knows this. It's called the 100-monkey test. African people are the same people. Once something reaches a critical influx consciously, it can't be stopped. So that's why they got to say, hey, please come back to ECOWAS. Please. That's why they got to invade them. Because this, I told you, it's not coming from Nigeria. It's coming from these states. This is the United States of Africa being formed right in front of your goddamn face.
Yep.
That's why they deny the African Union. Get the fuck out of here. They deny ECOWAS. Get the hell out of here. This is what you see happening. So this is going to be trying to be stopped at all costs. And Ibrahim Traore knows that. He said, this your real task in life. They're coming back. I need you to be ready to go to war. That's right. I need you to be
Well,
ready to go to war. Go ahead. Go ahead, Joby.
for well, before I get to read what is happening in Nigeria, I saw they're not gonna make it because the moment I saw Tinubu is the head of ECOWAS bloc right now, I knew this is not gonna go well. We don't see any of the juntas. Of course, they were not to attend. They knew the rest of the puppets
No.
are going to be there. But the moment I saw Tinubu right there, I was like, of
Oh, Joby, lost your sound. Don't have get some kind of wire or something. You lost your sound. Still no sound. There you go, Joby. There you
okay,
go.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah, I was saying that the moment I saw Tinubu there, I knew to see what's gonna be the decision being made by the young politician so far, But yeah, shout out to him. We're gonna see what's gonna be happening. But on this other end of Nigeria, as
Well,
floods are
I
literally
will get
also
shout. I
hitting
will
so hard
get
in
shout.
East Africa, we also
I
have
will get
Nigeria,
shout out
which
to
is
Nigeria, Joby. We'll get shout out to
yes.
Nigeria. I will get shout out
Okay,
to Nigeria. I gotta say
okay.
what they did finally. They had some Indian school. Told you, Indians were brought to Africa to humiliate you Africans. So there was a school in Nigeria that the Indians created that didn't allow Africans to go to it. And so Nigeria is shutting the shit down. Shout out to you
Damn.
Nigerians are finally learning you don't allow nobody to disrespect you on African soil. You out of your fucking mind? You shut that shit down or you burn it down to the ground. So shout out to you understanding what power is. You don't allow no foreigners to come and live in your country and then treat you like shit because the British allowed it to happen. You take that shit over. You block, you burn it down to the ground, or you close it. You Indians gonna come to Africa and think you're gonna treat Africans like shit? You better take your ass back to India, which none of you don't want to go because India's fucked up. You don't want to go back to India, but you ain't coming to Africa doing this here. Nah, that ain't gonna be challenging. So shout out to them. All Africans, you better get your mind right. No one's got the right to come to your lands, disrespect you, Indian, Chinese, Arab, whatever the hell.
Period.
Go ahead,
Nigeria's been doing amazing, shutting down the Chinese supermarkets,
Yeah,
now shutting down schools. That is something positive to hear.
it
But
is.
on this other hand, that they are also experiencing floods, and due to the
Uh,
heavy floods, it actually did hit a prison wall, and people did manage to escape.
I'm free, Joby. I'm free. I like the flood. I like the floods, Joby. I'm free.
I know, like you'd say, it should be raining every single day. If this is gonna be happening every single time, it should hit these walls. But yes, they have more than 100 prisoners that have escaped from jail near Nigeria's capital after heavy rains damaged part of the facility where they were housed, as well as the perimeter fence. According to the authorities, 118 mates originally fled from the Suleja prison, but 10 have been recaptured. A manhunt has been launched to find the others. While short but brief, it was something. Of course, at least get to see freedom for a day, experience freedom before you get back in those cells. I'd pray Jesus every time to just bring the rains every single time if I was a Nigerian. But shout out to the
Did
country.
did they catch it? Did they catch him? Catch him back?
10 of them were captured. So of course the rest of them probably are going to be
They got,
arrested.
man, they're not gonna catch those people. You don't got enough damn integrated system as far as technology to catch them. Hell, you got no addresses a lot of time in address in Africa. How you gonna catch me? You don't got no address. You ain't got no proper place to find me. You're not gonna find me. And especially, I'm getting out the country. Shit, them borders don't mean nothing to me. And I'm African. I look like every other African. You might catch me by my accent. I'm gonna be down in Cameroon. I'm gonna take my ass down to Congo. I'm getting the hell out of Nigeria.
But also on this other end, still in Nigeria, we are seeing that they are experiencing, of course, increase of prices in fuel. It is crazy when this country is the richest country in terms of oil, but still they're the same
Yeah,
people who
they
always
don't
suffer the
control it.
most when it
They don't
comes
control.
to
They don't
the
control
price.
it, Joey.
Of course, of course. But they're saying that the Nigerian state-owned oil company has warned against the panic buying of petrol, saying that the prices of fuel are not changing. And that is yesterday, and long queues returned at petrol stations. In the capital city, that is at Abuja, and the neighboring Nasarawa and Niger state over fuel scarcity. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company, in a statement, said that the limited availability of petrol was a result of logistic problems. However, the company said that the challenge had been fixed. It urged Nigerians to avoid
Yeah,
panic buying as
the,
there
the,
is
logi-
a sufficient of.
the logistic problems are the
Mhm.
logistic problems are that you
You
don't
don't
own your own refinery. Why do you
do.
send the shit to South Korea? I think they
Mhm.
said they're about to start building one. I think Tinubu said they're going to build an oil refinery plant finally in Nigeria. I don't know. I thought that's what he said.
Yeah.
The mismanagement of Africa, it's just on another level. You African men, swear to God, something should really happen to you people. You're so
Mhm.
despicable. It's so criminal. It's so shameful. The countries are
Mhm.
mired in shit that don't even work. You won't even build shit people work. You don't get to fly out the country to your fake medical shit or you get big houses in Europe, but you won't build nothing that's beneficial to your people in the country. It's
No.
absolutely, it's criminal. And then the whole world knows it. It's so, the whole world, it's like, don't you get mad about being a laughing stock? You morons, when you go to all these conference, people laugh, put you on buses and disrespect you. That's why, goddamn, I'm so proud of him and this young man. Goddamn, not getting on nobody's bus, doing no goofy conferences, and not saying nothing. Go to your goofy conferences, they're crazy as hell. Yo, you goofy, weak ass African man is a goddamn punk everywhere he goes. Won't
It
do
is
nothing, no
crazy,
character. Crazy.
it was today in the morning when I was going back to the crib to get ready. I was just looking at the road that I'm passing and then tried to imagine some parts of Nairobi that we were being shown that right now are flooded. Very
Right.
heavily funded
Yeah.
estates. That is one of them being Safaricom Estate. And of course,
Good for him.
Safaricom is a very big company, a very big
Good.
company. So
Good.
when it comes to their estate, of course, it's going to be very well furnished, very well built. If you look at the interior design of the roads, it's so beautiful. But you ask yourself again, what about the water drainage? Who really constructed this when it comes to the water drainage? But story for another day with the drainage.
Right?
It's just the road. Why is it that only the rich have to have the best roads, but we, the rest of the people, what will it take you for an MP? Because I was asking just myself, an MP of this county that we are literally in, how much will it take you for you to just employ young people, go take some, because I've seen the construction of the road, it's really, really simple. They don't even take time, go take some rocks, camp, pour it on the road, give the youth that hand job, and then bring a tractor, pour some, how is it called in English? I think the tar, if I'm pronouncing it right, I
Tar.
think it's,
Tar.
yeah, the tar, and then let it dry. I mean, simple as that. What is so hard with that? How much is it gonna cost you? Just being honest, if I look at this, I'm like, I'm really capable of doing this. If I really
Of
had
course
the
you are.
funds to, I can do it. Because it's so sick to see people being stuck in a situation while we really have solutions. It's not
Give me
like
a
we don't have
solution.
solutions.
You do have solutions, but you don't control the country. All your public officials are corrupt to the
Uh,
bone. It's
it
all
is it,
must have
it
been
is
sold. It's like saying, why would you have a man called Mr. Beast come build wells and all kind of ridiculous shit? You shouldn't be having wells. You'd have already piped water. Should nobody even go to no damn well in no fucking 2024. You should be able to have piped water going into the damn school. 2024. It ain't goddamn 1624. It's
even if you
2024.
are a thief, even if you are a thief, you should be a generous thief. At least, have some
Uh,
conscience of stealing. Don't you
I,
have some
I, I,
conscience in
I, I,
you.
I, Joby, you right. Joby, I agree with you, Joby. I found it so disheartening that they're so corrupt, they're so crooked. They have no care if I just leave a little bit for the people. Let them at least develop a little bit of shit. They won't even do that. I said, God damn. Because America's Africa now. America used to be, all countries have a form of corruption, Joby, but they to offset the corruption, they would still build for the people, so the people wouldn't come after them, right? So you still had to show you were doing something. You had some kind of benefit. Now, America's Africa now, but now people they see the country's not doing shit for them. The greed, the grab, it's like Africa. They can't even take it. African people, this is normal for them. America ain't like never been like no shit like what? These motherfuckers.
That's why there could be a civil war if this continues. That can happen because it is true. You guys are not used to that. What do you mean? What do you mean these things are not working? What do you mean we have
exactly.
What do you mean we have landed in our houses and I'm living on the 5th floor and the 4th floor? What are you talking about? Something is not okay. Funds are not funding right here. Taxes are not being used correctly.
Funders are not funded. That's right.
Come on, it is super crazy. So I was just looking at that and I'm like, when you look at these politicians, especially because all of them, starting from the MC, the MPs, whatever, coming to the top one, the governors, all of them are given funds for their areas. Go do this and this. They say, this is the project I have. I need this amount. And trust me, it's never less than $1 million. Never, anywhere. Not even $1 million. It's always millions plus. So why don't you take just $1 million, which I know it's not gonna, the project is not going to cost you that much, for crying out loud. It's not going to cost you that much. And paying youths and then make this a regular job. And then tell me next time when you stand up to want to be elected as an MP, people won't just automatically turn up to vote for you without you having elections rigged.
No, exactly right, Joby. Exactly right. That's how the real world would actually work. That's right. Ever worked that way. But they know the elections are stolen. They know most Africans are ignorant. They know most Africans do know they steal the money, but it's nothing the African can do because Africans have been told not to question, not to know about politics, how things work. So they know the system, it works in their benefit. So that's why they're allowed to be just, like you said, over the top thievery, over the top. Like, won't you take a little bit and do right? They won't even do that.
I know, and this is why I disagree so hard with people who always say that a politician's child is different. No, they are not. These children are raised to be the same kunocracy type of people. They are raised to be so heartless. They are raised to be literally be greedy, like yo.
Yes, when is there any freedom fighter come from a politician's kid? Never.
Never.
Yeah, they're raised to be just like their parents. Awful, greedy, corrupt. Yeah. I've never heard that.
There was a time we had this debate. I think it was in 2022 or early last year. We had our ex-governor's daughter. Shout out to Tikisandra. She's right now in, I think in London, studying in the UK, and then this girl has the University of Kenya.
They're in London, in the UK. Never can study in Kenya. I'm in London. Told you, I told you. They take their kids always to foreign schools, Joby. Always.
But this girl has the audacity of telling us, me, it's not like me being a politician's daughter. I don't have problems. I go through problems as you guys.
Exactly.
You have how many convoys behind you? When you look at you when you're going for a trip in Mombasa, you have like 10 convoys behind you. Who is that a regular normal person who has 10 convoys? You have to be using Samaria Mwema to go all the way to Mombasa.
That take an old bus that breaks down on you and shit.
Imagine. And then you're standing somewhere where the driver tells you, this place is dangerous. There's wild animals. You guys. All What do you mean it's dangerous? And this is where you stood. Your bus literally broke down here. So even if you tell us to be careful, if the lions are to jump through the window, they still will. Come on. Come on. It is
That's what
crazy.
hold on. That's what they told you? Lions that can
Yeah.
jump to the window? God
No,
damn!
not really like that, but they told us that this place is dangerous where we've stood. Like there's wild animals around, so we should be careful.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but do they carry, do they be having weapons on them at least? That's what, so you can't be in Africa. This is crazy because the country's so corrupt. Listen,
let me
weapons are
actually
so,
tell you, the driver was driving us. I think he was drunk, if I'm not wrong. That driver was
wow.
he was going on a speed that was, I think, the second driver, the second driver, the second bus that picked us. He was not sober. For some reason, he just didn't look sober. He was going super fast. I'm like, yo.
Africa, boy. The shit don't work right. You die. You can die just on a bus because somebody's drunk.
If you try complain, they're gonna tell you, come take this steering. Come sit here, you drive. Come sit here. Like they're gonna talk shit. They always talk shit, Backed up by the conductor, come hold this steering wheel. Come on. Don't be talking and you're there seated enjoying the ride. Come on. I wanna arrive on time and you gotta tell me not to drive. Quick, what you talking about? The money correct. But anyway, moving on to the next conversation is about Burkina Faso, which has suspended BBC over reports of an alleged masquerade.
You were supposed to take all of them out, Ibrahim. All foreign media gotta go. All of it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You own the rest of that's in your country. You nationalize it. You own it. That's there. But all other foreign media, you kick out. Because it's going to be propaganda to try to bring an uprising to your people because they know they're ignorant. They don't understand propaganda. So all your TV is going to be, oh, the junta's out of control. They're not even legal to be president. The people must do something about this shit. That's when they're propagandized against you. Okay.
Exactly. So they're saying Burkina Faso, you remember what they reported about Mali a week ago? Malians right now suffering, they're dying, civilians are being killed. Burkina Faso media regulator has suspended broadcasts from BBC Africa and Voice of America over their coverage of Human Rights Watch report accusing Burkina Faso army of abuses against civilians. And this is why we go back to the Human Rights Watch, because the same people giving information, are the same people calling themselves Human Rights Watch, the same people.
They don't give a shit about no human rights. Where are the human rights when white people control everything? They're not there. They don't give a damn. It's all a scam. So white people create these NGOs, Joby, to pretend like they're not attached to them when they are the ones controlling them to cause dissension within your country.
Yep.
So, but most of the African finally understands that. The guys that are like Mali, why they suspended all those political movements because they wanted to turn the country right back over to white people. That we must have an election, a fake selection where they control the election, put their puppet back in, and then keep stealing resources. See, that's why you see this is real, because I hear the French general come out. We must go back and colonize these niggas, no matter what. So what? It's in our interest. But you understand, the psychopathic nation, they know without Africa, Joby, they're poor. They've been putting that fake thing that they came to help Africa. You can't help rich people, Joby. You can only steal from them. Africa was always wealthy. If Africa's all poor and fucked up, why do you want to keep going back in there?
I mean, that is always the biggest scam, Our white people, and this is generally white people. Because shout out to the lady who was here on Friday on Iwaton's interview. I love the fact she was so open-minded and open to talk about the experiences she's had of meeting white people, which our women, and that is just the truth. Our women are so scared of saying that.
What happened? What she say, Joby? I missed it. I was asleep. What happened?
We want to keep this praise of white people are good people and all that. That was last Friday. You were there on the interview.
Oh, Friday. Yeah, it's a lie. Yeah, last Friday. That's right. Yeah, it's a lie.
Women want to don't speak the truth about that. They want to keep this false narrative of these people not being racist and being good people, all the time, and that is why other people get the culture shock when they
They
experience the
believe.
same type of
Exactly.
you know
Exactly.
it is
Exactly.
it is so crazy. All white people, you hear them tell you, oh, you need a savior. Do you know you need a white daddy? You need a white daddy in your
you,
life.
you
Oh
know
my
how
god.
you know how disrespectful that is, Joe. People think that.
Oh my god. That is so crazy. That is so crazy. Lately, I've been checking my DMs, and white people are simps. When you talk about simps, these are
Yeah.
simps, like simps on the highest level. Like they really want the African, but at the same time hate on it so bad, so bad. You look so good. That shot, that come on, bro. What?
They do that,
You
Joe,
you
because they do that because they think you worship. Because they know you're not one of the. They don't know you're not one of the Africans that don't worship them. Most African women worship white people, worship white men.
mhm.
They know that,
Sim,
and
what you do is see and block, sin and block, just see and block. Don't give them another chance because they don't stop, they don't stop. They don't know when to stop. They're going to keep on pressing and press. The next minute, like the Indians, they're sending their dick pics. Come on.
man, what?
Yeah,
Oh, because
that is Indians. I hate Facebook because of that. Indians have the naughtiest, craziest, psychopathic behavior. That is one thing that made me quit Facebook, because you're gonna open your messages
okay.
thinking like, what in the and probably you're in a matatu,
Wow.
It's an embarrassing thing. You're in a
I'm
matatu, then
like,
you open then you see there's a whole dick pic over there. I'm like,
what?
God.
What? I'm just learning. I didn't. What? That's crazy. You told me
Even
something new, though. God damn.
even on Snapchat, Indians do that.
I never was on Snapchat. I never understood that app.
Crazy, man.
I
It's
never,
crazy.
I never was on. You imagine, Africa, how disrespectful, and goddamn them some smelly motherfuckers. Woo.
They look
It was-
ugly. They're really ugly. The things be looking ugly. They
That's what,
hairy.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was wondering about you guys when you guys are walking with that. You guys got mad at me when I said, "Hey, y'all better watch out for this Indian motherfucker." When y'all was down in Tanzania, when you and Katie was walking with that Indian going to the restaurant. I said,
Yeah.
I'm watching this goddamn bastard right here.
Shout out to him.
Hey,
He was called
hey,
Man. I remember his
I'm
name.
a, I'm a guy that, and you okay? Come on, Keith. I need you to go. Stop it. He's a good guy. I said, I don't trust none of their answers.
He was actually kind of nice. He was
And
friendly. He was,
I,
because
I know.
I
I
think,
remember because you guys came after me. Said, "Come on, Keith. Don't stop it. Don't start it."
yeah, because I think after when we went to our second trip, I think our second trip or our third trip, our second trip, he asked us if we were around, because he was also around, and he told us, "Oh, I wish I can meet with you guys. Which island are you at?" We told him where we are, and we're like, "I wish I
Yeah.
could come with my wife, but I can't." I'm like, "Oh no, this time you're with your wife." "Oh yeah, I can't." Da 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 da. Like, cool. Yeah, it's good, but he was
See,
a good person.
we didn't know he wasn't even married. He didn't tell y'all in the beginning he was married with his slick ass.
He did tell us he
Oh, he
was
did.
married,
Okay,
but he
okay,
was
okay.
messing
All right.
around. He
All
was
right.
messing around with women, because he was
Of
bringing some
course.
chicks from the crib. Really, all the you guys say in different skirts. Like, okay, bro, okay, we see you. We see you. It's crazy. But shout out to Freedom Media in the building. Shout out to Visible. I think it's up in the screen. Shout out to Mzales. Nice to see you. Opuko Fiti Leo. But yeah, that is what is happening in Burkina Faso, where they have suspended. And of course, this is what should be happening in Africa every single time. Any information false given concerning us or about the continent or the country, immediately that media should be taken out. And Burkina Faso has been doing that. I'm gonna give them the credit. They did get rid of the France news. They did get rid of so many mainstream medias that have been giving false information about them. And I bet eventually they're gonna be taking over, because most of the information coming from the country is always from them, the country-owned media.
You got to control your own media. You got to stop. The colonizers up in there, France, and now they took out the BBC, which is British. You got to get their ass out of there, because they're going to start propaganda until you educate your people enough to make them understand what is propaganda, what is it used for. So you got to get a chance for your country to develop and really educate your people finally. So because that's been a problem with Africa. They've been miseducated for the last 150 years because of colonialism, been raised in lies, despair, and anti-African sentiment, sentiment. So that's been the problem. So they've instead all kind of brainwashing propaganda. So you got to get your people's minds right first. So you must suspend all Western media in your country, newspapers, social media. Shout out to the new African social media platform that's coming out in June. I'm gonna share it with you. We got to be on that thing. The new African social media app that's coming out in June.
It's called what?
It's called See Something. I gotta send it to you. I was looking at it yesterday. Look for the Oscar. I said, we'll see if this thing is all right. Looks all right. Okay. I'll send it to you. I forgot the name. I'll send it to you, Jovi.
Yeah, send it to me. We check it out. But to the main conversation of the day is about U.S. temporarily pulling out of Chad, and that is after the request that was done by Chad last week. We saw them asking them to leave the country, and Chad did join the Alliance Sahel state as well, and we've seen them making these moves, kind of a move since they joined the group. But they said that the U.S. temporarily withdrew some of its troops from Chad days after agreeing to remove all its soldiers from the neighboring Niger. U.S. Pentagon Press Secretary General Pat Ryder said on Thursday that the U.S. plans to reposition some of its military forces from Chad, but did not say how many.
Get all of them out. Just like Botswana telling them to get out. Family, they're not there to help any African countries. They're the ones fomenting terrorism. Like some Africans finally said on TikTok, why there's no terrorism in America? Why there's no terrorism in Europe? Only terrorism in Africa. If you get any army that goes against terrorists, the terrorists are wiped out. Like I tried to explain to you. So it means they're the terrorists. They bring terrorists in so they can keep you destabilized, so they can steal resources. Okay? Where European has been keeping itself rich and keeping you poor, they've been stealing your shit. Okay? And then giving you fake money for the other shit they're supposed to be buying. So they've been paying for real shit with fake shit. That's how this whole system is designed. It's off the back of Africa. So when you get control of Africa, God, Ibrahim Traoré, he said honestly, our objective is to rule the world again. God damn right. Love his ass. 36 now. Our objective is to rule the goddamn world again. Because whoever controls Africa runs the fucking world. Told you that. Everybody knows that. Whoever rules Africa rules the world. Because Africa is the goddamn prize of the planet. It's just that the Africans have been so miseducated the last 200 years, they didn't know that no more. Your ancient history, you've always ruled the world because you're the richest people on the planet. Not just in minerals, also in agriculture. Should nobody ever be starving in no damn Africa. You have the best land, you have the most resources, you have everything. So when you rule it, you're rich. As that British guy said 200 years ago, hey, all these people got money. There ain't nobody begging. Ain't nobody poor. Ain't nobody hungry. I don't know there's nothing that we got these people want. The only way we can conquer them, we got to destroy their minds. We got to teach them to hate themselves, come in nice to be like their friends because they're really kind. He's riding it out. They're real kind and kind of like docile. So we come in, pretend like we're their friends, then we knock their ass over their head and teach them all kind of goofy shit.
When it comes to Africa, the examples we should see is when it comes to us, how we treated when we go to their world, and how
exactly.
how they want us to treat them when they come here. Because make me understand why you temporarily want to leave my country, but you have Biden administration taking literally all the Haitians, despite all the violence going on in Haiti, back to their country. I mean, just make that make sense.
Because they don't want black people, Joe. They want to exploit you.
We don't want to be.
The fake narrative. They never want to be your friend. They don't mind coming to your country and they rule over you and exploit you. They don't want you. The whole thing is to have dominance over African people. Okay, dominance. And Africans are finally waking up. It's been the youth now waking up. Oh, shout, man, when this new app, I hope this new app is popping. But the youth waking up, this is got to be scary as hell. Like that. Can you imagine being able to control African minds for so long? You got a goofy Iraton talking about that Jesus shit, la 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 la, and white people, Nah. That's how you rule people. That day is gone. These young Africans ain't trying to hear none of that shit. They want power. They want what belongs to them back. That's power. You got to be unapologetic about power. Your kids and your grandkids are not supposed to be raised in poverty. You can't say poverty is normal because you're giving some goofy book of Jesus or Allah. Fuck that. My grandkids are not going to live in poverty on the richest continent on the planet. What's in Africa belongs to me. Period. I'm African. That's how you got to look at it.
Mm-hmm. It is crazy. But shout out to Chad for that. But this should be not a temporary thing. I think they should push so hard for them to live permanently. We should not be seeing any troops again, like I said, the U.S. Embassy.
You got to be tactful, Joe. You got white people outside your country and that would sabotage everything. So you got to be tactful. Can't just completely throw people out because they're all embedded everywhere in your country. They're going to sabotage your ass. So you got to be tactful. You plan to get them all out, but sometimes you got to, like a baby, you got to take baby steps.
Yeah. But hey, I don't know. It is true. There's baby steps, but there's, I love the way Ibrahim Traoré is doing and Niger and Mali. There's baby steps and there's where people just understanding and trying to trust you. We trust in you. We see you're being the leader. We are trusting you to make the decisions for us. We have no idea what you're doing, but we're trusting you. There's that, Let's just, you've been down, yes, but we're done with this one. Let us try you. I mean, just give it the benefit of doubt. But Africans, I feel again, I've spoken about this every single time. We're so scared of risking, taking risks, like trying new things. We're so scared of attempting new things, because we're scared of the results, fear of the unknown, of how the results are going to turn out. But trust me, sometimes it is the best thing.
It's okay, exactly. It's okay to have fear. You can't. It's just what you do with the fear.
Sure.
You don't turn away because you're fearful. You still move forward in your best interest. You don't count. You don't turn backwards and don't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Fear is normal, but it depends on what you do in the fear. I'm not gonna sit in fear and be impoverished and say, "Oh man, and I'm flooded now, and I'm just damn that." The hell,
Nothing.
I'm scared. I'm scared, but hold on. Listen, we're going to start getting some damn sewage drainage going around here, or somebody's going to be able to power all this. We're not supposed to know what's going on. That shit's going to have to stop. So, Zach, me being afraid of dying, Africans, no such thing as death. You organize, and you are the majority. As soon as you understand your power, see what they've done, they made you understand your power. The youth are the power of Africa, but you've been disjointed. Because you understand, they haven't taught you how to organize. If you organize, you're now moving power. You're moving power because you're the majority. There's no police force. There's no military big enough that can stop the youth of Africa. And that's why you got these small ass talking about the youth. We must do something about the youth of Africa. We must do some. They've been in secret meetings. Won't you let you know? The people on the planet have been in secret meetings talking about the African youth. What are we going to do with their ass? What can we do with them? Because they see it coming. They see it coming. Anybody, when they lose Africa, that's it. That's a wrap. They all go back to being poor. They know their real history.
I don't know. Personally, I feel it's gonna. We all know. It's gonna be unstoppable. You know, it's gonna be unstoppable. Even if they have been trying, they have been doing it. Actually, from the wombs of the moms. So let's start from there. They have been doing it to the African women so that the level of production among women can stop. They have been doing it. We've been seeing it. So they come with the polio. They come with so many VACCINEs.
That's right. So, remember what the general. Remember what the French general said. He said, Africa and the population boom of the youth. See, why was he worried about that? I think, hey, that told us all they know. They know it, Joby. Why was he talking about the young? Why was he talking about the young population of Africa? Why? What's that got to do with him?
Of course, we know. Revolution is what it has to do with him. Revolution. Yeah, damn it. Revolution, and it's gonna come. They're not gonna stop it. Personally, I feel the energy. When you talk about the energy, things changing, I just feel good things are on their way.
You see, it's starting now. That's what you see. That's what you see happen in Senegal. They couldn't stop it. It was the youth. They tried to lock up the leaders and they couldn't stop it. It was the youth. They said, no, you're out your mind. We'll burn this bitch down to the ground. We control this place. They had no choice. The youth. So they know what's going on. That's what the general said. You know, it's this overpopulation in Africa of all these young people. Yeah. Yeah.
Man,
and the way mama grand. Yeah. Go ahead, though.
Shout out to Mitch in the building. Shout out to Mzales. Thank you so much for you guys tapping the screen. But I think we're going to be wrapping it up here. I started a little bit late today. I was stuck in the house due to some small rains that today it's really, really cold actually outside. It might be raining maybe during the day or probably later. We have no idea. But we can't give weather updates as well as Kenya because remember our government warned us last year that if you give any weather updates, you're gonna be arrested. You can't mess around.
You know how crazy that is? You can't arrest people giving weather updates. I'm in a free country, supposedly. You can't arrest people giving weather.
That is what we're talking about. What independency? What?
I know. That sounds. I just said that sounds crazy. How you gonna arrest me for giving weather updates? What kind of free country is this?
It is crazy, man. Shout out to Kenya. But anyway, much love. Thank you so much to everyone who has been with us, to all the amazing silent listeners. Shout out to Mzale. Shout out to Mitch once again. Shout out to everyone who has been with me literally on TikTok, on the radio, on the website, and those who shall be catching the show on Spotify and Rumble. I hope you guys get to enjoy. Subscribe in case you are new. Remember to go to the Blackout Fire Network. That is the Google Play Store. Search for Blackout Fire Network and check out our merchandise. Check out our apparel store, and do also share amazing articles and links on our social page. Much love. Have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you, Keith, for joining.
So I got a good job.
Do that thing if you can right now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I already heard you. Do that. Don't try to talk cryptic to me, Joby. Do that thing.
Anyway, much love. Do remember to come back in a few and join Iwaton on Let's Pop. See what she's gonna be discussing about.
All right.
And have an amazing day. See you guys later. Also on the Rhythm Scoop Show.
Do that thing.
Swear me off when the siren try again.